You don't need to. You don't need to. You don't need to fall, but you own. You don't need to fall, but you own.
Here in the South, a home isn't just a place to stay, it's a story. And today we're telling the story of a home in Metairie, Louisiana, inspired by the heart of New Orleans.
Hi, I'm Bonnye Melson, interior designer and storyteller. Welcome to Southern Makeover. Today, we're transforming this home into something unforgettable, a midterm rental experience we call NOLA. Each room will reflect a different piece of New Orleans culture, from the Garden District to the French Quarter to the rhythm of jazz itself. Come on in, have a seat, and let me tell you all about it. We're here today with the owner of NOLA, which is Mr. Ben. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. Mr. Ben, when you first saw this house, what drew you to this house for NOLA?
Well, I like the layout of the house. The neighborhood's really quiet. The house looked clean, seemed to be well kept. I like the proximity of the home in respect to New Orleans proper and the relationship to the Superdome, close to the airport, close to hospitals. Just easy to drive right off the interstate to get to things. So it was a combination of things.
Every makeover has a moment when possibility finally becomes visible. At NOLA, that moment started right here with the exterior. Beneath the aging brown brick was a home waiting for a completely new identity. So we began the transformation the same way New Orleans reinvents itself after every storm. Layer by layer, story by story. First came the German smear finish, softening the heavy brick with texture, warmth, and timeless Southern character. The cracked, aging driveway gave way to clean, new concrete, creating a brighter and more welcoming approach to the home. Softened garden beds, sculptured greenery, and fresh sod. Then the front door was replaced with a muted blue tone inspired by the quiet elegance of New Orleans courtyards, transformed the exterior from forgotten to unforgettable. Because before guests even walk through the front door, the story begins at the curb. Right now, the space is clean, but it's missing personality. And in today's rental market, experience is everything. So we started with a fresh coat of paint throughout the entire house. And a few upgrades. Here's the story and the vision for NOLA. In New Orleans during the Prohibition era, Prohibition didn't silence the night. It made it smarter. Behind hidden doors and coded knocks, speakeasies thrived. Jazz playing low, candles flickering, and secrets pouring freely. Legend has it that a famous Prohibition agent by the name of Izzy Einstein tried to shut it all down, sometimes disguising himself along with a fellow agent, slipping into bars and chasing out lawbreakers. But in New Orleans, the city always stayed one step ahead, because while agents enforced the law, legends like Louis Armstrong played on, turning rebellion into rhythm. These weren't just hidden rooms, they were the heartbeat of the city that refused to be quiet. And in New Orleans, That spirit never left. When I designed this speakeasy dining room, I wasn't just choosing furniture. I was choosing a feeling. I wanted to take us back to a time in New Orleans when the experience felt exclusive. In the heart of New Orleans, the Garden District was born in the 1800s as a neighborhood for wealthy families seeking space, beauty, and elegance beyond the crowded, bustling French Quarter. Wide streets, grand homes, and lush gardens quickly became its signature. Today, the Garden District still tells a story of Southern charm, where towering oak trees, wrought iron fences, wisteria, and timeless architect create a feeling of romance and refinement. For Southern Makeover, this room captures that same spirit. Soft colors, layered textures, and graceful design inspired by one of New Orleans' most iconic neighborhoods. French Quarter is the oldest neighborhood in New Orleans and the historic heart of the city. Founded by French settlers, it became the original center of commerce, culture, and daily life along the Mississippi River. Although called the French Quarter, believe it or not, much of the architecture reflects Spanish influence. After devastating fires in the late 1700s, Spanish officials rebuilt much of the district using brick courtyards, wrought iron balconies, colorful facades, and hidden gardens, creating the iconic look visitors recognize today. When I designed this French Quarter bedroom, I wanted it to feel like stepping into history, but with a comfort that feels like home. Mardi Gras. The tradition began in medieval Europe, particularly in France, as a time of indulgence before the solemn season of Lent. When French explorers brought their custom to Louisiana in the early 1700s, Mardi Gras came with them. When I designed this Mardi Gras bedroom, I didn't hold back because Mardi Gras doesn't hold back. The space is all about celebration, color, and unapologetic joy. I started with the iconic palette, purple, green, and gold. Not just because they're beautiful, but because they mean something. Purple for justice, green for faith, and gold for power. The drapes, these colors aren't just seen in New Orleans. They're felt. The patterned chair grounds the space. Canal Street is one of the most historic and recognizable streets in New Orleans. Originally planned in the early 1800s, it was designed to separate the old French-speaking side of the city from the newer American section. Despite its name, there was never an actual canal built there. The proposed canal was intended to connect the Mississippi River to the back swamps, but the project never happened. Instead, Canal Street became a grand boulevard that symbolized the meeting of cultures. Today, Canal Street remains a gateway between the historic French Quarter and the modern business district. Streetcars still run through its center, carrying the rhythm and history of the city through every block. When I designed this Canal Street bedroom, I wanted it to reflect movement, structure, and the energy of the city itself. When you think of Southern charm, how do you associate it with interior design?
I immediately think of hospitality, comfort, and lived in, making people feel welcomed, relaxed, and right at home.
Love to sleep in a Mardi Gras bedroom with bright colors, beads, and masks. And I love jazz, so give me a room
filled with a New Orleans jazz vibe. Well now, baby, the soul of a New Orleans home is all about warmth, history, and personality. It's where elegance meets comfort, a little jazz, a little tradition, and a whole lot of heart.
The beauty of New Orleans design is that it feels collected over generations, layered, soulful, and alive.
New Orleans decor should feel like New Orleans itself. Welcoming, layered, a little mysterious, and always ready for company. Period.
When designing a themed space, every detail matters. Texture, color, and story, those are my anchors. This is where vision meets reality. The brown upholstered headboard, French quarter, yeah. That colorful chair goes here in the Mardi Gras room. Even the hallway tells a story.
The Jazz Festival was a blast. Thanks, Mr. Ben, for accommodating our last-minute reservation. Your home is beautiful. We'll definitely be back next year.
Even though we are all from different universities, we're here for a summer internship. We are housemates here at Nod to NOLA, and the experience is perfect for us.
Absolutely love this house. It's comfortable, the decor is beautiful, and it feels like a home I would love to live in, permanently.
From the moment we walked into Nod to NOLA, it felt like stepping into the heart of New Orleans. Every room told its own story.
Yeah! Woohoo!
This house started as a blank canvas, and now it's an experience. That's what Southern Makeover is all about, transforming spaces into stories. And this is just the beginning. I'm Bonnye Melson, your interior designer and storyteller. I look forward to seeing you next time.
From all of us at Southern Makeover, thank you so much for joining us on this journey. We hope today's transformation inspired you to bring a little more Southern charm, warmth, and storytelling into your own home. Until next time, this is Southern Makeover, where every home tells a Southern story.